Hello, me friendlies, me subscribers, you guys. Today I'm drawing a girl who is PANK, not pink, but PANK. I'm starting out with a sketch right now because I don't have any plan for what exactly I wanted this image to be or what about, so this is just off the top of my head, and thus you can see many changes in the actual sketch. But now that I've started blocking in color, I have a rough idea of what colors I want and the overall mood of this drawing. I started rendering some of the hair and some highlights, as well as put in a PANK background before deciding that I didn't actually like the way that I was rendering the hair and the face in the moment, so I covered that up with a solid color and am repainting the face. Somewhere in the middle, I had also added block shadows for the shirt as well. I also pulled in some of the PANK from the background into the face to better integrate the subject and the background for a more cohesive finish, and am now rendering the small details to add a little bit more contrast in both the lighting and the shadows of the face. There's a lot of those small details. I tried painting the hair in a similar way as I did the face, but ultimately I decided I didn't really like the way I was doing that, so I sort of went back to my comfort zone of rendering skin. At a certain point, I decided to move on and work on the shirt, and I didn't really realize that the lighting on the shirt was not quite the same as that on the face until I started rendering the rest of the skin on her arm. Ignored it, hoping that nobody else would notice, and rendered a lot of the other stuff in the right lighting. And I also tried to cover up the shitty painting style on the hair with this random brush that I found, the dry brush in Procreate, that I decided I really liked the effect of. But I think it's sort of cheating in a way. But it did sort of create what I wanted with the hair texture and the legging texture. I also sort of forgot about the original sketch and just moved the legs around because the way that I painted it did not make sense anymore. So I tried to correct that, and I also tried to redo the lighting on the shirt, but ultimately I decided I didn't like what I did, so I just started rendering more details in the rest of it to make up for it. But at a certain point I found something that I preferred with the way that the shirt wrinkles were, and went with that. I added some plants into the background. I chose the colors to sort of be saturated to mesh with the background, but a little bit less than the background so that it would mesh a bit more with the subject. I also chose the blues from the middle of the plant to come from the shirt so that the colors would be a little bit more cohesive throughout the piece as well. And for the rest of the actual rendering the plants, I did find my favorite Photoshop brush, but in Procreate. I prefer this kind of brush because it forces me to actually paint things without having to rely on a special brush, but I recognize that a special brush does make things a lot faster and sometimes will make it look a lot better than you could actually ever do. And that is why I use the Oriental brush for this plant in the very front, because it gives a really nice blurred effect. And then I was done. Haha. Bye.